Hollyoaks jumped from 6th place to 4th place in my soap opera rankings from December to now January 2023, really for one story and one story only, and that was the climax of the incel story. Now, I thought it was very scary, very true to life, seeing the whole incel story play out into a manifesto, play out into a guy, Eric, wanting to go out and kill women. Now, the weapon, the goofy weapon, may have taken away from it a little bit, which I guess we'll have to talk about. But I still thought that this was by far the best story Hollyoaks has told over the past year, probably. It's been really bad. I've talked about it a lot on this channel over the past year, how the quality of Hollyoaks has fallen really poorly. But I still think they did a good job with this incel story. Eric really playing up the character like a true to life, with the whole Reddit-like website and the whole incels on the website dedicated to hating on women, trying to humiliate women, feeling some kind of way about women because they can't connect with women. We even got some background on Eric. They started to find out more about his past and an ex-flatmate, how he terrorized a female flatmate. Maxine kept trying to set up Eric to get arrested because Maxine's been pretty right about Eric this whole time and how dangerous he is. But James kind of was helping Eric get off, but James also had a plan of his own, but that didn't work out because Eric then kidnapped Maxine, took her to an unknown location, and then went on his possible killing spree. Now, his weapon of choice was a crossbow, which I'm kind of glad because on one hand, I assume it's far harder to get a gun in England than it is in America. This isn't the US, but still they did this story like it was in the US, because this happens in the US so much, where gunmen just go out for mass shootings. This was a mass arrowing, although he really ended up only shooting 2 people with the arrow, Diane and then Maxine. But basically he held a bunch of the women characters hostage. But yeah, that episode dedicated to Eric's climax story was pretty spot on when it comes to mass shooters. And so a lot of people are saying the crossbow weapon was goofy, and I kind of agree. But I also don't think Hollyoaks intended to kill anybody off with this. They just intended to make a really engrossing episode be true to life and scary, and they did a good job of that. Eric gets caught up in the end and arrested. The other side of the incel story has been Mason, a character who has also been on that message board / website talking to the other incels. And his sisters were held hostage by Eric during this thing, so when it comes out about Mason's usage on the website, his sister and Mason's friendship with Eric, Serena is especially the one upset, one of his sisters. And for some reason, the parents are trying to protect Mason instead of actually really trying to get him help, especially seeing his mother is a psychiatrist, but okay. I thought this was, of course, poorly written in Hollyoaks fashion. It was apparently Serena's exit story, which is stupid as well. Like, of all the new characters that Hollyoaks has brought on that have been massive failures over the past year, Serena was not really one of them. I thought Serena was a good character. I thought they had a possible great coupling with Serena and Imran, but they didn't really go into that at all. And now Serena leaves town upset with her family, upset with Mason. I think the Chen Williams family overall has been a huge failure of a family for Hollyoaks. And yet Lucy Allen is still the producer of this show. She's failed on everything outside of the incel story has been a failure for Hollyoaks over the past year. I've talked about the terrible Bobby story where we had this kid serial killer. I still don't even know if they know that he killed Verity, but at least he was sent to prison, or whatever it is, with child custody in prison. I don't know where Bobby is exactly. I can't say I care. That's became very much fast forward material for me. Some of the other stories has been Imran. He's getting help finally. He's in recovery. They're continuing to do his friendship with Juliet. Juliet's still going through her cancer. We had the actress that played Harlow in Neighbors will be a new character on Hollyoaks, even though Neighbors is supposed to be coming back here soon. I guess Harlow won't be a part of it. She's playing a new character named Rain, or Raina. I haven't really learned the character's name yet because it's pretty new. She also has a friend named Lacey. They're two new characters in town, kind of involved with Prince and Hunter so far. Don't know where they're going with that. DeMarcus and Vicky kind of becoming a couple, which of course upsets Felix because Vicky was dating the kid that set up DeMarcus back in last year with that whole bad written story. I don't really know how I feel about that coupling. I kind of agree with Felix that they shouldn't be a couple because of all of the past history. Most of these other stories outside of the incel stuff, as I'm talking about them now, not really that good, not really that watchable, honestly. I think the writing for most of them are still pretty bad. I did like the Warren side of things for the most part, where Sienna let it be known that Grace was willing to let Warren die and change the test results, that Norma was a match to be able to donate a kidney to Warren. Norma ends up donating that kidney to Warren after the truth came out. But Warren also learns that Sienna knew the whole time that what Grace was up to. I still think that story can be better. We have all of the show's past villains all in one story. I think it's okay, but also could be better if there was a better producer and writer. But yeah, outside of the incel stuff, outside of Eric and Mason's stories, I don't know if anything else is that exciting or that well written on Hollyoaks. But I think the strength of the incel story overall with a good climax is why I put Hollyoaks high at number 4 in my rankings. I think it's going to have a hard time staying there, but also maybe not have a hard time staying there because the American soap operas are so bad. I don't know. And Emmerdale's so bad and boring that Hollyoaks is probably going to stay around 4 or 5 for a while unless they really crap the bed. And I wouldn't put it past Lucy Allen to really crap the bed, especially with the incel story mostly over. I mean, we're still seeing Eric in prison. We're going to probably see Mason trying to change himself. We'll see what comes of that. But Hollyoaks, 4th place.